Hi, good morning, all of you. So today we are continuing decision making. We have done some question in last session, and today we will do some more questions from this topic. So we will see that how and on what basis we take decision in case of organization during management accounting, how we can take the decision for the organization. So if you will see here, we have some basis on which we take the decision, like based on relevant costs. What are the costs which are relevant for decision making? We consider those costs and then we take the decision. So either on the basis of the costs that are relevant for decision making, by considering all those such costs, we take the decision, or by choosing among the alternatives, or by considering whether we should go for a short run decision making or a long run decision making, whether immediate or limited time frame. So accordingly, small scale action that serves the large purpose. So in this way, we have different way for taking the decisions. You can see here we have different way for taking decision. All right. So if we want to make decision in short run, so what type of decision we can have? Like you can see in your book, we have a decision whether we produce the goods or we outsource the production process. We produce in-house or we outsource the production process, or we have to accept a special order. We have a special order. So whether we should accept that special order or not, whether to keep or drop the unprofitable segment. So in case if the company have any loss making segment, company have any unprofitable segment, so whether the organization should continue keeping the unprofitable organization, or whether the organization should drop the unprofitable product. So company have to take such decision whether to sell a product or to process it further. At the split of whether to sell it right now or after further processing, we can sell the product. So you can see that we can take the decision for all such cases, right? Okay. So you can see we need what type of cost for decision making. Actually, if you will see, we need future cost, the cost that we will incur in future. So that means if we have incurred any cost in past is not relevant for decision making. This is also known as sunk cost. Sunk cost. The cost that we have already incurred in past is not relevant for decision making, and they are known as sunk cost. So you can see, like in most of the cases, fixed costs are such costs that we have already incurred in past. So if we have already incurred some costs, obviously it will not affect the future decision. We will just see what costs we can incur in future, accordingly we take the decision. All right. So past costs we do not consider for decision making, and we consider the differential cost. Differential means increase in revenue, increase in cost. So how much, if I'll take this decision like special order, if I'll accept the special order, what will be increase in revenue and what will be increase in cost? If the increase in revenue is more than increase in cost, accept the special order. So in this way, we take the decision for the organization. Okay. Now the point is that this is not enough actually. So if you will see, like most of the decision which we take in the organization is either by considering the cost or by considering the revenue. We take the decision for the organization by considering the cost or revenue. All right. So as we have just discussed, that we consider either the relevant future cost for decision making. That means we do not consider any past cost. Past cost is known as sunk cost. We do not consider them while we take the decision for the organization. So this is the first point. And the second point is that we consider the incremental or differential cost. All right, differential means increase in revenue. We consider the increase in revenue, and we consider the increase in cost. All right. And in this way, you will find increase in benefit. If there will be any increase in benefit, obviously we will go for decision. Otherwise, we will not go for decision. So in this way, we consider all these things while we take the decision. But you can see here only the monetary things we have considered. Or you can see only the financial factors we have considered. If you will see here what we are considering, we are just considering financial. ऐसा आ रहा है या नहीं आ रहा है? That's it. So we are just considering the financial factor, but do you think it's enough for taking decision that we are just considering the revenue, just considering the cost? So is it enough to take the decision? Yes. What do you think? Is it enough that we are just considering the revenue and cost, and we are taking the decision just by considering the revenue and cost? Do you think it's enough? Do you think it's enough? No, it's not at all enough. Okay, it's not at all enough. Then what do we have to consider, ma'am? Apart from this, what else we should consider? We should consider the non-financial factors also, right? Our all decision should be financial factor, plus we should consider the non-financial factors. After considering both financial and non-financial factor, then we have to take decision whether we should go for this or not, whether we should drop any unprofitable segment or not, whether we should adopt any alternate or not, whether we should accept the special order or not, whether we should produce in-house or outsource or not. For all these decisions, we should not just considering the monetary benefit. Like, let me give you an example here. Let me give you an example. So for example, I am producing some goods in-house, right? Okay. Yeah. So I'm producing some goods in-house. So I'm producing some good within the organization, right? And I have the option to outsource it. Now the question comes here whether we should produce it in-house or whether we should outsource it. This is the question. So while taking such decision that whether we should produce the goods in-house or whether we should outsource the production process, for taking such decision, we have to consider. What do we have to consider? We have to consider one thing. What? We have to consider that if you outsource the production process, what will happen? Maybe the quality may sacrifice. Maybe you are sacrificing the quality. Maybe the confidentiality is sacrificing. Right? Like, for example, let me give you an example here. Like Coca-Cola syrup. Coca-Cola syrup is a trade secret. It's a trade secret. What do you think? Is it possible for them to outsource the preparation of Coca-Cola syrup? Not possible. It is not possible for them to outsource the process of manufacturing of Coca-Cola syrup for a reason, because it's a trade secret. Similarly, Maggi masala. Maggi masala. What do you think? Can they outsource the process of preparation of Maggi masala? No, they can't. Why? Because it's a trade secret. They cannot do this. So the point is that you have to check whether this is the process, whether it's a trade secret process or not, whether it is compromising the quality of the company or not. So for example, even outsourcing process is cheap, right? It's not very expensive for the company. But if the company is sacrificing, what? Their confidentiality or the quality, then we will advise company not to go for outsourcing. So the point is that it is not just enough to consider the revenue and cost to take decision. It is not just enough to consider that revenue is more than cost. It is not just enough to consider decisions. What else do we have to consider? We have to check that whether it is impacting the quality, whether it is impacting the confidentiality or not. Accordingly, we should take the decisions. All right. So these are the factors which we should consider while we take the decision for the organization. All right. So you can see here, we have various non-financial factors that we consider while we take the decision whether we should, select the alternative, whatever the type of decisions we have. We should consider these non-financial factors also. What are these non-financial factors? About the quality of the product, employee satisfaction, customer satisfaction. If outsourcing is reducing the customer satisfaction, we should not do it. Because ultimately we want to increase the customer satisfaction through our process. We want to increase the brand loyalty. We want to increase, the brand name. So the point is that we have to check it. The non-financial factors are equally important while taking the decision. We should not just focus on reducing the cost of the company. We should not just focus on increasing the revenue of the company. We should consider the other factors also, right? Like non-financial factors, whether it is increasing the employee satisfaction or not, whether we are fulfilling the corporate social responsibility or not, whether we are not harming the nature, we are not harming. So environmental factor we should consider while taking the decision. If you have any copyright and you have a trade secret, obviously you don't want to outsource it. So in such cases, we have to take the decision. Where you have any intangible assets, where you have to check what competitors are doing, you have a secret, where you have a brand name, you have to consider all these things, right? Okay. So the point is that we have to take the decision considering these non-financial factors, as well as we have to consider the ethical factors also, whether it is ethical or not. So like hospital, so there are some decisions which may help the hospital to reduce their cost, but ethically, if it is not correct, the organization should not go for it. Ethical is what? For hospital, for them, it is ethical to provide good services to the patient. It's ethical for them to provide good services to the patient, right? So we have to check. All right, we have to check that the organization's ethical behavior is also very important, right? So the point is that we have to check it. All right, okay. So ethical decisions is important. What ethical decision, ma'am? Like honesty, fairness. All right, honesty, fairness is important for decision making. Okay, so I have a question on this, and we will do that question. Okay, this is the case scenario. We will do this question later. Let's first cover the entire theory first, whatever the theory we have. Then we will practice the question. By the way, if you will see this topic, this is completely practical approach, right? This chapter is completely a practical chapter. This is not a theoretical chapter, right? Not a theory chapter. Okay. So while we take the decision, we have to consider all these things. Okay. After this, we will practice a question. We have a question which we have done, half of the question we have done in last session. We will complete that question first. Then we have a new question you can see. So this is the question we will do today after this. All right. Okay. So how we can take the decision in the organization? Decision-making process. So what is the general approach to tactical decision-making process includes first define the problem. What is the problem of the company? Define the problem. Then the second thing, identify alternate, eliminate unfeasible alternate. So where you have any alternative, check what are the alternative available here. What else? Then examine the total relevant cost benefit. First, examine what is the cost and what is the benefit. So we will take such decision where benefit should be more than cost. When the benefit should be more than cost, accordingly we take the decision. All right. And not just that, we will consider, obviously this is a financial factor. We consider the financial factor for decision making, that benefit should be more than cost. But with that, we will consider the non-financial factors also. So non-financial factors, matlab whether it is increasing the customer satisfaction or not, employee satisfaction or not. So in this way, it is not just enough to consider the financial factors, but we will also consider the non-financial factors. All right. Okay. So we will consider the non-financial factors as well as ethical issues. And accordingly, considering both, we will take the decisions. All right. So you can see here what is written. Whatever the alternative you have to first check whether the cost is less than the benefit. Benefit should be more than the cost when you are selecting the alternatives. That's it. Just keep it in mind. All right. What do you have to keep in your mind? That the benefit, increase in benefit should be more than the increase in cost, or the benefit should be more than cost. This is a financial factor. According to this, we take the decision, but along with this, we consider the non-financial factors and ethical issues also. Okay. So I have a question on this where we consider both non-financial factors and ethical issues, right? This is a question. Let's do this question first, then we will do the last question, the question which we have done in last session. All right. Okay. Let's do one thing. Let's read the question. I'll give you time. First, take 4-5 minutes and read the question. Take your time and read the question. First, take your time and then read the question. Take your time and read it. Yes, read this question. Okay, shall I read the question for you? I hope you have done the reading of this question. Yes. Shall I read it? Okay, let's read the question. So I'll read it very slowly. So what is happening? Recently, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, along with Drug Control Department, have come hard on healthcare center. They have become strict on healthcare system like hospital, nursing home. These are all healthcare system. All right. For charging exorbitant fees from the patient. They charge such a high fees, right? For various things, right? So these health and family welfare organization, they came very hard to them. They came very strict to them that they should not charge exorbitant fees from the patient. All right. So there is an organization, Human Healthcare Limited. This is a leading integrated healthcare delivery provider company. Is feeling pinch of measure taken by the authority and facing margin pressure due to this. So because the ministry have become strict over them, and because of which the human healthcare, this organization's profit is maybe reducing. है ना? So for that, I mean, they are concerned about it. So what is happening? Human Healthcare Limited is operating in a competitive environment. So it's difficult to increase the patient number. है ना? So for them, number of patient will not increase. This will not increase. All right. Management consultant of the company has come out with some plan for cost control and cost reduction. So management of this company, they have given some plan. What are these plans? Human Healthcare Limited provides treatment under package system where fees is charged irrespective of day a patient stay in a hospital. So now what is happening? This company, they have just introduced a package system. They have just introduced a package system. What is this package system? The company have just introduced a package system. What is this package system? Consultant has estimated 2.5 day per patient. Okay. So they have just observed what? Consultant has estimated 2.5 patient day per patient. But they are just assuming that one patient will spend 2.5 day in hospital or in this healthcare organization. He wants to reduce it to 2 days. Oh, so what is happening? So previously 2.5 days. This is the time the patient was spending in the hospital. Now they want to reduce it from 2.5 days to 2 days. Right? See, the point is that when you want to solve such question, spend more time on just reading and understanding the question. Right? So if the question is clear to you, you can write the answer very easily, because see, in the answer, there is nothing. It is not at all difficult to write the answer, but the point is that question should be clear. So when you are reading the question, you should be very careful while reading the questions. All right. When you read the question, you should be very careful. Okay. So what is happening here? That the organization is trying to reduce the number of days here. They're trying to reduce the number of days here to 2 days. By doing this, consultant has targeted the general variable cost rupees 500 per patient day. So what is the variable cost they are targeting here? This is the variable cost. The variable cost which they are targeting is this. All right, this is the variable cost they are targeting here. Rupees 500 per day is the variable cost which they are targeting here. Okay, annually 15,000 patients visits the hospital for treatment. Oh, so it is mentioned that in 1 year, 15,000 patients, they visit the hospitals. Okay, medical superintendent has some concern with that of consultant plans. Okay, management have some problem. Medical superintendent is not agree with them. That reduce the number of stay of the hospital. Okay, from this decision, medical superintendent is not happy. What are you doing here? You are reducing the number of stay of the patient. So instead of allowing the patient to stay in the hospital for 2.5 days, you're asking the patient to leave the hospital within 2 days. The medical superintendent is not happy with this decision. Why? Okay. According to him, why he's not happy with this decision? Because according to him, what is happening? According to him, reducing the patient stay would detrimental to full recovery of the patient. See what is written here. So if you reduce the number of days, maybe the patient will not fully recover from the disease. So what is happening? This patient is not recovered and you are asking the patient to leave the hospital. Not good, right? This is not good. That the patient is not fully recovered from the disease and you are asking the patient leave the hospital. Obviously, it's not good. So what is written here, medical superintendent is saying that when you are reducing this number of day of stay of the patient. So what is happening, maybe if you're asking the patient to leave the hospital in 2 days instead of 2.5 days, maybe this patient is not fully recovered from the disease. All right. So maybe the patient is not fully recovered here from the disease. Okay. They would come again for admission, thereby increase the current readmission rate from 3% to 5%. Okay. So what will happen here? The readmission will increase. Right? Readmission. Readmission means the patient is not recovered. So obviously he is coming again for his treatment. Patient is not fully recovered. He's coming again for his treatment. All right. So how many readmission is there? 300 readmission is there. All right. 300 readmission is there. All right. So 300 readmission is there. All right. It is given here that 300 additional patient will come. Now, what is happening? Company has spent 25 lakh more to accommodate this increase in readmission. This is what increase in readmission. How many patients will come again in the organization? 300 has increased readmission. Maybe because the patient are not fully recovered. They're not fully recovered, and for that reason, they're coming the organization again for the treatment. And this readmission has increased. Right? But consultant has found bless in disguise in this. He said every readmission is treated as a new admission. So it would result in additional cash flow of 4,500 per patient. Oh, they are saying that this readmission will be treated as what? This readmission will be treated as new admission. And new admission they have increased in revenue. They have a revenue, right? They are receiving the revenue here per patient. Now, what is the question? The question is that calculate the impact of management consultants' plan on profit of the company. So the question is that how this will affect the profit of the company. How this will affect the profit of the company. Okay, let's try to understand. Can you do this question? Can you give me the answer for this question? So what we will do here, we will first see what is the increase in revenue. Is there any increase in revenue? And then you will see what is the increase in cost. Okay, what is the increase in revenue here? You can see revenue of how many new admission? So there are 300 new admission. For one admission, what is the revenue? Rupees 4,500. Is the what revenue from each patient? Okay. What else increase in revenue? Less increase in cost. All right, you can see increase in cost. Can you tell me what are the cost involved here? Is there any cost mentioned? Variable cost is mentioned. Variable cost is mentioned. Yes. Tell me what else is what else we will consider apart from variable cost? Yes. We will consider the variable cost. And you can see here what is happening. The number of days are reducing. So actually, okay. So actually what is happening here? Revenue is increasing, है ना? And actually what else? Saving in variable cost actually. Here we have two things. One is increase in revenue and second is saving in variable cost. है ना? What do we have? Saving in variable cost. What is the saving? Since you are reducing the number of days here, so you have saving in variable cost. है ना? Add saving in variable cost. What is the saving in variable cost? You can see. So number of day have been reduced by 0.5 day. So instead of 2.5 days, now it is only 2 days. So 2.5 minus 2 days. So number of day have reduced by 0.5 days. है ना? Okay. And on these days, what is happening? You are saving the variable cost. What is the variable cost here in this question? 500 per patient. You are saving this cost on each patient. And we have 300 patients. We have 300 patients. So what will happen? This is actually the benefit of the company. This is what the benefit of the company. Okay. Then what is the cost for the company? Less. What is the cost? Increase in cost. So if you will see here, for this, the company will have to increase how much? Because there is additional increase in admissions, readmission. So what will happen? There is increase in cost of this 25,000. You can see readmission has increased by 300. The company has to spend is what? Cost, right? You can see here it is mentioned. So the company has to spend how much? The company has to spend 25 lakh more to accommodate this increase in readmission. है ना? So since the readmission is increased, है ना? मतलब the number of patients, those who are coming again, is increased, because of which the company's cost is increased by 25 lakh. है ना? So because of this, the company's cost will increase. Increase in cost due to readmission is what? Is rupees 25 lakh. All right. Okay. Now let's check this. So what is happening? Saving in variable cost, 0.5 into 500 into 300. All right. Okay. So we have increase in revenue we have increase in cost, and we have increase in revenue, increased in cost, and increase in readmission. All right. Okay. Now see, the point is that saving in variable cost, you're saving the variable cost. Why? Because you are reducing the number of days for the patient. है ना? But this is not just for actually 300. Okay. See, the point is that it is not just for the 300. You are reducing the number of days for all the patient. They have 15,000 patients. They are reducing this number of days for all the patients, right? Okay, not 300. We will consider all the patients. $15,000 into 500 into 0.5. That is 7,50,000. All right. Okay. So you will add these two values. We will subtract this value to get whether the company have benefit or not. But yes, the company have benefit here. You can see 1, 3, 5. 26 lakh. Yes, the company have a benefit of 26 lakh. Now the question is it good to reduce the number of days? See, financially it is good. If you will just consider the financial factor, it's a good decision. Why? Because if you reduce the number of days, it will increase the revenue of the company. है ना? Why? You can see, when you are reducing the number of days, what will happen? You are saving the variable cost. On every day, there is a cost, variable cost. So just by, for every day, there is some cost. Just by you have reduced the number of days, variable cost is increased for entire patient, right? Because you are reducing the number of days for all 15,000 patients. You are reducing it for all patients. So obviously, it will help you to save the variable cost for all the patient. But what will happen? Okay, but we will discuss later. So it will help to save the variable cost for all the patient, right? And there will be a new admission. So that will increase the revenue of the company, because new admission will be, there will be readmission of the patient, because some of the patients were not fully recovered, because you asked them to leave before time. They were not fully recovered, and you asked them leave the hospital before time. So since they leave the hospital before time, before fully recovered, so because of that, they have to come again for their disease. So readmission is treated here a new admission. So new admission again increase the revenue for the company. Readmission is increasing the revenue, right? And because of everything, because of increase in readmission, there is increase in cost also. This is the cost. This is the cost is related to this readmission cost. But now the question is that financially it is very good, because it is increasing the revenue. But what do you think? Is it good for the company? Tell me in comment. What do you think? Is it good? Yes, write in comment. What do you think? Is it good for the company? Do you think it's a good decision? Yes. According to you, what do you think? I hope this question is clear. Is there any doubt? Please write in comment if you have. And please tell me, is it a good decision for the company? Is it a good decision? Financially, it's a good decision. But actually, if you will see, ethically, it is not good. Ethically, it is not good. Why? Because just for increasing your revenue, you're asking the patient to leave before time. They were not fully recovered. Patients were not fully recovered. They were not fully recovered from disease, but still you are asking them to leave before time. You're asking them to leave before time. They were not fully recovered. Do you think ethically it is good for the hospitals, for nursing home? Huh? Where we go there with trust, right? That doctors are God, right? They save the life of they save the life. They're the lifesaver. But the point is that here what is happening? Before the time, just for the revenue, They're asking the patient to leave the hospital. Not good, right? Ethically, this is not good. So if you will see financially, it's a good decision because it is increasing the revenue. But think about it. Now, second point is what? You're asking them to leave the hospital before time. So instead of 2.5 days, you're asking them to leave in 2 days. So what is happening? Obviously, you're saving 0.5 day. You are saving this time. So whatever the cost you are incurring in this day, you will save them, right? So for all 15,000 patients, you are saving 0.5 days. And accordingly, you will save some variable cost here. But since the patient are leaving before time, they were not fully recovered, and you ask them to leave the hospital before time, what will happen? Maybe they are not fully recovered, so they will come again for the treatment. When they are coming again you are treating it as a fresh revenue. Obviously, the company's revenue is increasing. Here, the cost is saving. Here, the revenue is increasing. But the point is that though, if you will see overall, the revenue of the company will increase, ethically, it is not good. Ethically, it is not good, right? Patients are not recovered and you're asking them to leave the hospital. Ethically, it's not good. So for that reason, it's okay that the revenue is increasing. Financially, it's a good decision. Ethically, it's not good, right? Okay, so you can see here. Acha, what is the second part of the question? Comment on result and other factors that should be kept in mind before taking any such decision. What are the other factor we should consider here is ethical factor. So you can see, though it is actually increasing the revenue of the company, it is actually increasing the net benefit of the company, but still it is not a good decision. Why? It is not ethical, right? And while taking the decision, we should consider both quantitative and qualitative factor. Matlab, we should consider both financial and non-financial. While we take the decision, we should consider both financial and non-financial factors. So we should consider both quantitative and qualitative factors. All right. Okay. So see what is written here in comment. Primary goal of investors' own firm is shareholder wealth maximization. Obviously, profit maximization, revenue maximization is the primary goal, right? To increase the wealth of the shareholder is a primary goal. And a financial factor is a primary goal, which translate the stock price maximization. Management consultant plan is looking good for the company as there is positive profitability. So if you will just do the cost benefit analysis, financially it is good. I told you it's a good decision because it is increasing the benefit or the revenue of the company. Okay. Also, HHCL operates in a competitive environment. We know this company is working in a competitive environment. For the survival, obviously the company needs profitability for the survival. But if you will see human values, if we talk about human values, if we talk about business ethics, for hospital, it is not good. To ask the patient before fully recovery, you're asking the patient to leave the hospital. Ethically, it is not good. So if you consider the human values, if we consider the business ethics, it's not at all good. Not a good decision. All right. This is not a good decision. This is not a good decision. So discharging the patient before fully recovery will add discomfort and disruption in their life. All right. This will increase what? Disruption in their life. Discomfort in their life. There could be severe consequences as well as because of this practice. Maybe some of the patient will have serious consequences in their health because they were not fully recovered and you ask them to leave the hospital. Okay. And it will raise a question mark on the business ethic. Then the company is not following ethics, right? This is hospital, right? Hospital means the company should provide full satisfaction to the patient. And see, this will also result in losing the brand image, right? Brand image. For hospital, I hope you can understand how important it is to maintain their image, right? Once a hospital will come in media about any negative thing, right, people don't want to go there, right? So the point is that you can imagine that their image is so much important. The image or goodwill they have created amongst the patient is so much important, right? So if you will see, it is also written in the last line. See the last line. Maybe HHCL would be earn incremental profit due to practice in short run. Maybe in short run it will be profitable, but it will tarnish the image. Huh? It will tarnish the image. I told you, na, image is very important for hospitals. So what will happen? It will tarnish the image of the company, which would hurt the profitability in long run. So maybe in short run, this company managed to earn the profit, but if it will harm the image of the hospital, maybe in long run, they will lose their all revenue. And maybe in long run, they will lose their all profitability. So the point is that when you're taking the decision for the organization, your goal should not be the short-term profit, right? Organization goal should not be short-term profit. Right? Why? Because if for the short-term profit, if you're sacrificing your goodwill, your image, if for the short-term profit you're sacrificing your image, what will happen? Maybe in long run, it will result in losses. Long run, hai na? Why? Because the company have lost their goodwill, their good image among the people. When the people don't like the organization, obviously in future they don't want to go there. In future, in long run, the organization may lose their profitability. So the organization goal, whatever the decision you take, should not be short term. Whatever the decision we take for the organization should always be long run. We should always consider the long term visions, and accordingly we should take the decision for the company. We should never consider the short runs for decision making. All right. Okay. So this is what we have done here. Okay, so we have done here a topic where we have considered that when we take the decision, we consider both financial and non-financial factors, right? This is something we have covered here. All right. Okay. Okay, next topic. So what is this topic? Application of CVP analysis, obviously, in in-house production or outsource, sell it right now or further processing. We are learning all these things here. When the company have different alternative, which alternative is better, keep or drop decision, special order, product mix decision. We will do all these things, right? Okay. So here they have given you a topic about the outsourcing. Okay. Now, what is this outsourcing? Outsourcing means whether we want to produce the goods in-house, you will see, here you will see what is the revenue and what is the cost if you produce in-house. Or when you outsource, okay, outsource, what is the revenue? What is the cost? Or you can see what is the increase in revenue and decrease in cost. What is the increase in revenue or increase in saving? If you outsource the production process, what is the increase in saving and reduce in cost? Right? You will consider this for decision making, right? So you can see when the increase in saving and increase in opportunity cost is more than increase in cost, except the outsourcing. Unless qualitative factors, yes, you have to consider the qualitative factor is not compromised, right? Like the quality of the product, trade secret, or credibility, confidentiality is not sacrificed. Until then, you can outsource it. Okay? When incremental cost or benefit is, give me 1 minute. So when increase in revenue or increase in saving is not more than increase, if is not more than, or it is less than the increase in cost, obviously we will not accept it, right? So we consider all these things. I think there is nothing to understand here. Let's take some more questions. Okay. Okay, let's take this question. So this is a question of sell or further processing. Now, what is this question, sell or further processing? So in this case, what will happen? For example, a company's product is going through joint production process, right? So this is actually a method of allocation of joint cost. So let me explain this topic, joint cost. All right. So for example, crude oil. The process of extraction of crude oil, from the process of extraction of crude oil, we get the petrol, we get the diesel, and we get other resources from it. So for example, we have a crude oil and we put it in a blast furnace to extract the petrol and diesel. So the point is that this is a process. So for example, we have purchased a crude oil for 3 crore rupees. So from one raw material, what is happening? From one raw material, you are getting two final product. Say yes or no. है ना? So what will happen? Here you are applying one process. So for one process, there is joint cost, right? You are applying jointly, you are applying some cost, which is actually a joint cost for these two products. Now, the point is that we have various methods to allocate the joint cost. Like we have the value method, means on the basis of number of units, we allocate the joint cost to these two products. Or on the basis of sale value, or on the basis of NRV, or on the basis of cost. We have different methods to allocate the joint cost, right? We allocate the joint cost to the product on the basis of NRV, on the basis of number of units, on the basis of sale value, on the basis of gross profit margin method. So on these bases, we allocate the joint cost. Now, the point is that, for example, this is the splitting point. Splitting means at the point when this one product is actually broken into 2 points, two product. From one product, you're getting two product is a splitting point. So you can see this is a splitting point. At this place, what is happening? The product is splitting into two parts, petrol and diesel. So what is happening here? One product is actually breaking into two parts. Splitting. They're splitting here, right? Now what will happen? Maybe now whatever the petrol and diesel you have produced is not in usable form, right? This is not a usable form. You cannot put this petrol or diesel directly in your engine of vehicle. What will happen? Further processing will be required. Further refining of these petrol and diesel is required to make it usable in engine of vehicle, right? And then you will get a pure petrol. Then after this, you will get a pure petrol, which is sellable in the market. You can sell it in the market. You can sell it in the market. So the point is that you will get such question, whether to sell the product here at the split point or sell it after further processing, right? You will get such questions here. So for example, whatever the petrol you are getting, it is sellable in the market. Maybe it is not usable by the end user, but maybe have some other use in industry. So you have the option, either you can buy it here or you can buy it here, or the company have the option either to sell it at the split off or after further refining, sell the petrol, sell this product. So the company have option either to sell it right now or further refine it and sell the product after further refining. So in this way, the company have these two options, right? Sell it right now or after further refining, sell the product. The company have these two options. Now, what will happen here? What will happen here? You will check what to do. Sell it now or after further processing. So if you will see, when you are taking such decision, you know what type of cost is relevant here. What is the sale value? What is the sale value here? Right? But the cost which you have already incurred here is not relevant. Joint cost is not relevant for decision making. Here only increase in revenue minus increase in cost. Only this is important for such decision making. Okay? Only this is important for the decision making here. Increase in revenue and increase in cost is important. Past cost is sunk cost, is not relevant for decision making. The thing which you have already incurred, how it will impact the decision, right? So if you want to take this decision, whether to sell it right now or to do the further refining, further processing, or sell it after further processing, when you want to take such decisions, you have to check it. What you have to check? What is the increase in revenue and what is the increase in cost? That's it. No past cost will be considered. Like here you are incurring a joint cost, right? Joint cost you are incurring. It is not required to consider this cost. Why? Whatever the cost you have already incurred is not affecting the decision. The past cost, इसलिए you can see that we ignore the fixed cost also. In most of the cases, fixed cost we ignore and we say it is not relevant for decision. It is not relevant cost. It is not relevant for decision because you have already incurred now. If there is some cost which you have already incurred in past, it will not affect the future decision making process. So in case of future decision making process, you will just see what cost you will incur in future, what revenue it will generate in future. That's it. You will just consider this. What revenue it will generate in future, what cost you will incur in future. If increase in revenue is more than increase in cost, go for it. Go for it. So what will happen in case of further processing type of question, you will see. After further processing, what is the increase in revenue? After further processing, what is increase in cost? Increase in revenue should be more than increase in cost. Then we should go for this decision. Go for it. Right? We will take this decision here. Okay. So we have a question here. Read this. Read it. Read this question. Yes, read it. Can you answer? I hope you can answer it now. You can easily answer it now. Just always remember the cost which you have incurred in past is not relevant for decision making, right? If you want to take any decision for the future, past cost is not relevant. Just see what is increase in revenue, what is increase in cost. That is important for decision making. That's it. All right, that's it. Try to solve it. Give me the answer if you can give. Give me wrong answer, but at least try to solve this. Try to solve this. Give me the wrong answer, that's okay. Okay, let's discuss this question. A process industry unit manufacture 3 product. So what is happening here? The company is producing 3 product, A, B, C. C has no realized value. C is not sellable in the market unless there is further processing. Okay. After the point of separation, this is a point of separation, right? Separation. Separation, right? And this is what the joint process. In joint process, we will incur the joint cost. All right. After further processing, what is happening? After the point of separation, the marginal cost is this, the fixed cost is this, and the total cost is this. C can be sold for rupees 37 per unit. After further processing, the sale value is what? After further processing, the sale value is rupees 37. Okay. Suggest whether the company go for further processing or not. Increase in revenue. See, it's for the separation. After separation, what is the variable cost? 15. What is the fixed cost? 5. So total cost is this, 20. 20 is the total cost. Acha, up to point of separation means what is this joint cost? Here variable cost is 30 and here fixed cost is 20. Always remember, this is what? This is actually the joint cost. Joint cost allocated to the product C, because we allocate the joint cost to these 3 different products. We allocate the joint cost to these 3 different products. So what is happening? This is just a joint cost. This is just a joint cost. We allocate this joint cost to these 3 different products. So actually, this is a cost which we have incurred in past. Now we have to take a decision whether we should go for further processing or not. Whether we should further process it or not. Dekho, here it is not sellable. No matter what you do here, there is no sale value. Right? If you further process it, increase in revenue. Increase in revenue. What is the increase in revenue? What is the increase in revenue? 37 minus 0. This is increase in revenue now. 37 minus 0. Acha, what is increase in cost? The cost increase is this. Rupees 15 is the variable cost, 5 is the fixed cost. This is the cost which is increasing if you do the further processing. That's it. Now you will check. Is it good? Is it good for the company? So increase in revenue is what? Rupees 37. And the cost is what? Rupees 20. So you can see increase in the profit or the net revenue is 17. Good. This is good for the company, right? This is what the net increase in revenue or the profit of the company. Good for the company. Hannah, you can see. All right. Is there any doubt? You have to make a decision whether further process it or not? See, my point is that you have to do the further processing for a reason, because it is increasing the benefit of the company. You know, increase in revenue is more than increase in cost. See, the point is that if you want to sell it here, you have already incurred a cost, right? But there is no sale value, no benefit here. If you further process it, increase in revenue is this, increase in cost is this. Why are we not considering this cost? Because this is a cost which you have already incurred in past. So the point is that, my point is that, whether you sell it here or you sell it here, right? You have already incurred this cost, right? Whether you sell it here or you sell it here. Irrespective of the place you sell the product, this is the cost which you have already incurred in past. So this is not impacting. This cost is something which will come here and here at both the places, you can say. Right? This is a cost which will come here if you will sell it here. If you will sell it here, this is also the cost that will come here when you consider the total cost, right? It is not relevant for decision making. It is not a relevant cost, right? This is a cost which you have incurred in past. It is not relevant for your decision making. It is not actually impacting the decision, right? It is not impacting the decision. Is there any doubt? Can you, if you have any doubt, you can ask me. Yes, is there any doubt? Yes. Yes, Janvi, exactly. It will increase the profit by 17, right? I hope it is clear. This is clear, right? This is clear. You can see, you can say that this will increase the revenue by 17, right? So the point is that this is not a, this is what we will consider while we take the decision. All right. Now, if in the question they will ask you, what is, what, acha, the second part of the question. Okay, there is a second part of the question also. What is the second part? If product C is not a joint product with the same cost structure, what will happen? Okay. So what is mentioned, for example, here, they have just changed the scenario. Okay, let's consider the second case also. What is the second case? See, this is the second case. What is the second case? If product C is not a joint product, they're considering that this is not a joint product, how will you take the decision? So obviously, when it is not a joint product, this will not be a joint cost, right? So if it is not a joint product, this will not be a joint cost. So rupees 20 and what was that? 20 and 30. Variable cost. So this is what? This is not a joint cost then. So obviously, if it is not a joint cost, then you will consider it to decide that we should do the further processing or not, right? So if it is not a joint product with the same cost structure, then what will happen? You will consider those costs also, variable cost. Okay. Okay, give me 1 minute. So what is happening here? Give me 1 minute. So what is happening? We are producing a product C, rupees 30 is variable cost and fixed cost is rupees 20, right? This is fixed cost. And then what is happening? Further processing, sale is 37, variable cost is 15. Okay, fixed cost is what? 5. Fixed cost is 5. So now the question is that if it is not a joint cost, here it is not joint cost. So we know actually joint cost is one cost and you're allocating the cost. So when you allocate the cost, you have already incurred in past, you're allocating the cost, it's not relevant for decision making. But for example, if it is not a joint cost, you're incurring a variable cost, fixed cost on the production. Now the question is that whether the company should produce and sell the product at this price. So in such cases, you will just consider what is the increase in revenue and increase in variable cost. We do not consider the fixed cost because we assume that fixed cost is something which we have incurred in past, right? So we will not consider the fixed cost. Fixed cost is not relevant for decision making. We will just see what is the increase in variable cost. If we increase the production, variable cost will increase. If we do not increase the production, variable cost will not increase. So you know that variable cost changes with the production. So if, for example, this is not a question of joint product, separation wala question, if it is not a separation wala question, we have some other question in which we have to make a decision whether we produce more goods or not, whether we produce these goods or not. So when we have to take such decision, whether we produce it or not, we will just see the variable cost. We do not see the fixed cost, because fixed cost is not relevant for decision making when you want to take a decision whether we should increase the production or not. Because when we increase the production, only the variable cost increases. With increase in production, variable cost increases, fixed cost will not increase, right? So with increase in production, only the variable cost will increase. So for decision making, we just consider the increase in variable cost. All right. So you can see here what will happen. You will see what is the increase in revenue is rupees 37. An increase in variable cost is what? Rupees 15 plus rupees 30. So you will just see what is the increase in variable cost. Fixed cost we do not consider. Is it clear to all? See, I have given you an example, if you remember, that if I produce 5,000 units, if I produce 10,000 units, if I produce 50,000 units, if I produce 1 lakh units, right? So the point is that if you will see, fixed cost will remain same. For example, 2 lakh is the fixed cost. 2 lakh is the fixed cost. 2 lakh is the fixed cost. 2 lakh is the fixed cost, right? And the variable cost is what? 5,000 into rupees 15. 10,000 into rupees 15. 50,000 into rupees 15. 1 lakh into rupees 15. Point is that if you observe it, with increase in production, when you're increasing the units, right? When you're increasing the units of the production, when you're increasing the production, what is increasing? If you will observe, fixed cost is not increasing with increase in production. It remains same. When you're increasing the production, when you're increasing the units, fixed cost is not increasing. It is same. Right? What is increasing? The variable cost is increasing, right? So if you want to make a decision whether we should produce more units or not, in such decision-making process, you will just see what is the increase in revenue. What is the increase in revenue? And you will see what is the increase or decrease in variable cost. Right? You will just observe these value. What is the increase in revenue and what is the increase in variable cost? That's it. We will just consider these factors for taking decision. That's it. We will just consider it. And we will take the decision accordingly. Simple. I hope it is clear. Is there any doubt? Yes, do you have any doubt? So in case of joint product, joint cost, we will consider the fixed cost because that is incremental cost actually. Okay, let me clear this also here. So if you will see the separation wala question, so what is happening? Here you have seen that you have a joint cost, right? And you're producing 2-3 product. A, B, C, right? This is a point of separation. And here you are producing these three different products. After further processing, you have the option further processing, you can sell it. Point is that here you are increasing the variable cost and here you are increasing the fixed cost. So a question is there in the comment that why are you considering the fixed cost here, ma'am? Okay. So Janvi asked me, okay, why are you considering this fixed cost here? For a reason. Because dear, if you will see what is happening here, this is actually increase in fixed cost. Because the production is increasing, the fixed cost is increasing. If you will see here in this case, what I have taken, production is increasing, the fixed cost remains same. But here what is happening, because you are doing this further processing, because of this further processing you are incurring this fixed cost. If there will be no further processing, there will be no fixed cost. So because of this additional process, there is increase in fixed cost. When the fixed cost is increasing, it is relevant for decision making. So whatever is the incremental cost, irrespective of whether it is variable cost or a fixed cost, if due to any process the cost is increasing, irrespective of whether the variable cost or fixed cost, if the cost is increasing with increase in process, what will happen? We have to consider it for decision making. We have to consider it. So what is happening here? You will see what is the sale, right? And you will see what is the increase in variable cost. You will see what is the increase in fixed cost. Have to consider it, and accordingly we have to take the decision. So you can see here joint cost is not relevant for decision making because this is a sunk cost. This is a cost which you have already incurred in past. But if you will see for further processing, you will see what is the increase in cost. So variable cost is increasing because of this process and the fixed cost is also increasing because of this process. So both of these costs is increasing here. So we have to consider both these costs because this is what increase in cost. Because of increase in process, the process you have increased, because of that, this cost is increasing here. I hope it is clear. Is there any doubt? I hope it is clear. Is there any doubt? Yes, do you have any doubt here? Okay, let's do some more question. Let me see first that I have a small question. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's take a break and then we will continue. Okay, let's take this question. This is a small question. So I was just looking for a small question. Let's take the small question, then we will take a break. Huh? Okay, let's take this question. I'll give you time because what I believe, if you will read it at your own, it will be more easy for you to understand the question. Huh? So take your time, read this question, then we will understand it. Read it. Read this question. Read this question. Yes, read it. Then we will discuss. Okay, let's read this question. What is the question? R. Arora is a canteen contractor in Hindu college. Okay. He managed college canteen of 1200 students. So there are 1200 students. There are 1200 students in college, right? There are 1200 students in college where tea and snakes are served between 9 to 5 p.m. Okay. He has employed 4 supervisors for managing the cash. See what I told you? Read question very carefully, right? Okay, so there are 4 supervisors. There are 4 supervisors, those who are what? Managing what? Cash counter. So there are 4 supervisors, those who are managing the cash counter. Okay. What else? Okay. Then Mr. R pays rupees 400 per working day to every supervisor. Okay, what is the payment to these supervisor? For one supervisor, the company is paying rupees 400 per day. Okay, per working day. This is the payment. The way they are paying the money. Okay, what else? The college remain closed on Saturday and Sunday. Acha. There are 2 days on which colleges are closed. A solution provider has approached Mr. Rachit for managing cash. He has advised to install automated payment mechanism for accepting the payments through the machines. So what is happening here? They have installed what? Automation process. They have installed what? Automation. Automation means instead of you, just give me 1 minute. Have you seen in canteen? Bhaiya de do. And during, the recess time, when lunch time, you can see the crowd in canteen. Everyone is waiting for their turn, right? To get their food and to give the money and to get the bill. So what is happening here? There are 4 people in the cash counter, those who are receiving the money and those who are paying the receipt to the students for the canteen food. So instead of the presence of these 4 supervisors, 4 person who is collecting the receipt from the student, it's been advised that instead of supervisor, let's automate the process. Automation, have you seen automation? Like what I have observed, like if you will see a McDonald's, okay? So McDonald's have 2 options. Either you can go to cash counter, you can give the cash and you can get your receipt and you can get a bill and you can get your product. This is one way. And the second way is what you can see in McDonald's, they have a machine. Okay? So through that machine, you can order your products. Whatever your menu you want to select and the way you want to make the payment, you can just select your menu and you can make the payment through machines. Automated, right? So the process, the company is actually trying to do the same process here. So instead of using 4 supervisors for collecting the cash from the student, they are trying to automate the process. Matlab, automatically, they will receive the revenue from the student. They will receive the cash from the student. Automatically, they will give the the receipt to the student, right? Okay, so they are trying to automate this process. Okay. Every student of college will swipe a smart card for making the payment. Acha. So for automation, what they have done, they have issued a smart card to them. So smart card holder, like in Delhi, in Delhi, we have smart cards when we travel through Delhi Metro, right? So we have a facility to fill the money and then we can redeem it when we travel. So in this way, this canteen have issued smart card to the student. Now what is happening with the help? Sorry. So with the help of the smart card, student can make the payment. It is all automated now. Okay. So they are just automating the process. Okay. What else? Every student of college will swipe the smart card for making the payment. The complete system would cost 3,35,000. Oh, cost is what? The one-time cost for this implementation is 3,35,000. Oh, acha. This is the cost. 3,35,000 is one-time cost. Okay, what else? Acha, this is a cost for 4 years. Okay. And annual maintenance cost is this 60,000 annually the company is paying for this automated process. Annual maintenance cost is 60,000 and one-time cost is 3,35,000 for 4 years. Okay. Only one supervisor will be required after installation. Oh, so before installation, they need 4 supervisors. After installation, only one supervisor is enough. Oh, advise Mr. whatever on his plan of installation of automated payment mechanism. Now you have to advise him whether to automate this process or not. Is it beneficial to automate this process or what? You have to advise them. All right. Okay, let's do this question. So just see if you automate the process, what will be the benefit? Automation. What for 4 years? Because it is for 4 years, we are taking the decision for 4 years, right? So what will be the benefit? Increase in benefit. Let's see what is the increase in benefit. Okay, so you can read the question and you can tell me what will be the benefit. You can see you are actually saving the salary which you are paying to 3 supervisors. Because you are continuing using one supervisor, so you are saving the money of the 3 supervisors, because earlier we were using 4 supervisors. You are saving that money. What amount we are paying them? We are paying 400 to them for one working day. During 1 year, there are 52 weeks. Okay? And in 1 week, they are assuming 5 days. Okay, I'm writing it. I need some space. So salary to supervisor. What is the salary? For 1 day, salary is rupees 400. In 1 year, there are 52 weeks. In 1 week, there are 5 days, right? You are calculating it for 4 years, right? And there are 3 supervisors. Right? You will get what the is saving in supervisor salary. Saving in supervisor salary. This is what you are saving here. And you will save the supervisor salary. Okay. What else do we have here? Cost. Increase in cost. What is the increase in cost here? So you can see increase in cost is what? Installation cost. Of system. If you install the system, what is the cost you are incurring here? This is the cost which you are incurring here for installation of the system. Then cost of repair. What is the repairing cost? Obviously, every year repair and maintenance 60,000 is the cost for 1 year. So for 4 years, you will find what will be the cost for 4 years. This is the cost for 4 years. And just see here, what is it coming for salary, what you are saving, 400 into All right. Okay. Can you see, is it good decision for the company or it's a bad decision for the company? What you can see here, is it a good decision to install this system or is it a bad decision? You can see increase in benefit is more than, you can see benefit, increase in benefit is more than increase in cost. You know? So what is the net benefit here? Net benefit. So I can see the net benefit. I will subtract these two values. Minus 3,35,000 minus 2,40,000. So this is coming as 6,73,000 is the benefit for the company, right? So what is it? Is it good for the company or not? अब देखो, while taking such decision, while we take such decision, we consider two things. If you will just see the monetary form, it is good. Yes, it is beneficial. Why it is beneficial? You can see increase in benefit is more. You are saving the salary of 3 supervisor for 4 years, which was around this amount. Salary was huge. That means, right? Salary of 3, you're saving here salary of 3 supervisor. Why? Earlier you have 4 supervisor. You are using the efforts of 1 supervisor even after automation, but you lay off this company, lay off this canteen, lay off 3 supervisor. They're saving the salary of 3 supervisor. How much salary they were paying to them? 400 for 1 day. There are 52 weeks in a year, 5 days in a week, and 4 years. We are doing this calculation for 4 years. So you can see this much salary we are saving. This is the salary which we are saving. Cost of installation of the system is this. Repair and maintenance for every year is this. For 4 years, it will be this. You can see increase in cost is less and revenue is more. It is beneficial. It is good for the business. It is very good. So there will be net benefit. Now let's see non-financial factor also, because here they have just considered the financial, but non-financial factors. So what will happen? If they will automate everything, the queue during the recess, during the lunch time, if you will ever see, I have visited many colleges and I have seen the crowd during lunch break. I've seen the crowd during the lunch break in canteen. Even I was a student, obviously. So during lunch break, I remember the crowd in the canteen. De do bhaiya, de do, jaldi de do, mera de do, mera pehle. So in this way, you can see the crowd during lunch. So the point is that sometime this may happen that some of the students, they don't even get the lunch because of the crowd. So if the process will be automate, these students will get the receipt very easily. Maybe they can redeem it before the time, right? So the point is that this process automation will smoothen the process of raising the bills, receiving the money from the student. All right. So maybe the other factor, non-financial factor, is that it may increase the satisfaction of the student. Right? On one side, company is saving money, and on other side, maybe it will increase or smoothen the process of receiving the money from the student and raising the receipt to the student. So if you will see the non-financial terms, if we consider the non-financial factors, so from the non-financial point of view also, it is good for the company. From non-financial point of view, it is good, right? From that point of view also, it is good. All right. So the point is that it is good, right? It's good decision. All right. Okay. So advise him for the plan. So when you write the answer, keep it in mind. You have to answer it in this way always. When you advise them, write the answer considering both financial aspects and non-financial aspect, right? So when you're writing the answer in exam, when you're writing the answer, when you're suggesting something, consider the financial aspect. Financial aspects. So write it. If we will consider the financial aspect, we can see the increase in revenue, increase in benefit is more than increase in cost. So obviously the net benefit of the canteen is increasing. So it is good for the company. Go for it. It's a good decision, right? And then answer from the non-financial aspect also, non-financial aspect. Okay. Then right, okay, if everything will be smooth and the process of receiving the money from the student is smoothened, right? And the process of receiving the money and raising the receipt is smoothened, then what will happen? It will increase the student satisfaction. So obviously, for if you will see non-financial aspect, as per non-financial aspect also, it is good decision, right? So when you write the answer, keep both the points in your mind and write the answer accordingly, right? So you can see financial aspect, it is good, net saving is increasing. Non-financial aspect, write the answer from the non-financial aspect also, right? Right. So answer it accordingly. See what is written here. Automated payment mechanism may be more efficient and faster than human supervisor, right? So the point is that, so see how smartly they have written the answer. So obviously it will increase the process of raising the receipt, receiving the cash. It will become efficient. It will increase the student satisfaction. Student will be happy with the process. But in some case, if the student will forgot their smart card in home or anywhere, if they lost their smart card, they will not get anything from the canteen. So how smartly they have written the answer, that if the student they forget to get their smart card, so what will happen? In that case, maybe it will be difficult for them to raise the bill. All right. So in this way, you have to answer the question, right? You can see how smartly they have written. They have actually written all the aspect here, right? Okay. So they have considered the financial factors, they have considered the non-financial factors. In non-financial factor also, they have considered all possible options. My point is that, dear, whenever you will solve this question, always remember to write both the aspect. Remember to write how is it good for the organization if you just consider the financial aspects. How is it good for the organization if you consider the non-financial aspects? Answer the question considering both, right? Do not just see the profit and revenue and answer it. Just don't see the net benefit and answer it. Don't write the answer in this way. Consider both and then write the answer. All right. Okay, now let's do one thing. Let's take a break and then we will continue. All right. Okay, let's take a break. So hi, welcome back. Let's do some more questions on this topic. Let's practice some more questions. So this is a question on the basis of what special order, whether we should accept the special order or not. Always remember when you get a question on special order, matlab, see, we are already engaged in production, right? Organization is already engaged in production process, right? You will first see what is their capacity, how many units they can produce, maximum unit which they can produce, right? And then you will see what special order they have received, right? What special order they have received. So you will see what is their own capacity and what order they have received. So for example, if the capacity of the company is to produce 1 lakh units, this is the capacity of the company. The maximum unit which the company can produce is 1 lakh. Capacity means what? The maximum number of units which the organization can produce is capacity. For example, the capacity of the company is 1 lakh units. Now, what is happening? For example, though the capacity of the company is 1 lakh, but instead of producing 1 lakh, the company is actually producing, for example, 70,000 units. So instead of 1 lakh, the company is actually producing actual production. Actual production is, for example, how much? 80,000 units or 70,000 units. So you can see here the company have spare capacity. What is the spare capacity? So in this case, you can see the company have 20,000 unit, and this is what the spare capacity. So in such cases where the company have spare capacity, khali baithe hain yaar, for 20,000 units, company's resources are all spare. Faltu mein pada, all resources, right? So company have the resources, but when the company have spare capacity, matlab khali hai, spare capacity. So the point is that when the company have spare capacity, and in such cases, when company के पास खाली resource हैं, in such cases when the company is receiving an order, for example, Mr. X is coming and he's saying, can you produce these number of quantity for me? Then you have to make decision whether we can produce such goods for them or not, right? So when under such circumstances, when the company have a spare capacity and the company receive the order, in such cases, what will happen? This organization will ready to produce the goods. And what is their minimum expectation? Minimum expectation from the special order. They want to at least recover the variable cost. That's it. When the company, this is their minimum expectation. Obviously, isse zyada mil jaye, it's very good, right? If for the special order, if it is possible to get more money, it's well and good enough. But this is the minimum expectation. When there is spare capacity in the organization, the minimum expectation is to get the variable cost, is to at least recover the variable cost. That's it. This is the first case. Now, let me give you an example of second case. For example, the company have capacity of 1 lakh unit. See, this is something you have studied in transfer pricing also. So when we will cover transfer pricing, you will find the same topic there also. So where the capacity of the company is to produce 1 lakh unit, and the company is actually producing the goods in full capacity. So, matlab, the production of the company, actual production, is also 1 lakh units. So the company is actually producing 1 lakh unit and they are actually selling this entire unit in the market. Right? You can see there is no spare capacity. No spare capacity. Machine is not khali, labor are not khali, right? There is no spare capacity. So now the point is that under such circumstances where the company do not have any spare capacity, and under such circumstances, if the company is receiving any special order, now the company is receiving any special order. And if it is important to fulfill this order, then what will happen? What is the minimum expectation? The company wants to recover their variable cost and the company wants to recover their opportunity cost. Company will say, whatever I'm losing because I'm producing the goods for you, Mr. So because of your special order, I'm losing my profit. I'm recovering my fixed cost also, I'm losing that. Whatever I will lose because I'm producing the goods for you, I will recover it from you. So the point is that when the company do not have any spare capacity, keep it in mind. The minimum expectation of the company for the production, for example, this special order is for 30,000 units. So if you will see here, if the special order is for 30,000 units. So the point is that you can see there is no capacity to produce this extra unit. But even if, for example, in some circumstances it is necessary, so your expectation will be what? I'm already earning profit, right? I'm already producing the goods. I'm already selling it in the market. I'm already earning some profit here, right? And you are coming here and you are saying, stop your production, produce the goods for me. Why? Okay, I'll produce it. But the point is that please recover both. I want variable cost and I'm losing some profit because I'm producing the goods for you. Recover. I want to recover this from you. So the point is that just keep it in mind. In case of special order, you have two options. You have to check first the nature of the business organization and you have to first check their capacity. Just remember, when there is spare capacity, what will happen? You will, minimum expectation of the organization is variable cost. When there is no spare capacity, so the minimum expectation will be what? Variable cost plus opportunity cost. Keep it in mind. Bas, that's it. Itna yaad karna hai. That's it. ठीक है? Okay. Just for your knowledge, I'm telling you this. All right. When you will solve the question, you may get such circumstances in the question, right? That will help you to solve the question. Okay. Now let's see what is happening here in this question. Okay. Let's see what is happening here in this question. Okay. Take your time and read the question. Take your time. Read it. Take your time and read the question. Take your time, read the question, and then we will discuss it. Yes. Okay, let's discuss the question. Okay, what is happening here? Let's see what is happening here. So M2K company is the manufacturer and the supplier of firefighting and safety equipment, okay, for the industrial use and follow the international quality standard. Oh, great. And uses the high grade of raw material. Very nice. It is a fast growing brand that protects millions of people across India every single day. M2K has been offered a bid on a prospective export contract for 20,000 commercial fire. Okay. So in this case, they are not talking about what is their capacity and on or what. Because they are offering this contract, that means they have spare capacity. For that reason, they are offering the export. We are assuming it. They have the spare capacity. For that reason, they are offering it. right? So here, just keep it in mind. My assumption is that they have the spare capacity. Why I'm assuming this? Because the point is that they have the spare capacity. For that reason, they are offering a bid. Now, if they do not have the spare capacity, they will not offer any bid. Okay. So the company is offered a bid on a prospective export contract of 20,000 commercial fires. So 20,000 units they can produce and export it. All right. Okay. With the following specification from 5 USA buyer, and delivery terms is free on board. FOB means free on board. 2-gallon cylinder holding 10 pound of multi-purpose dry chemical at 380 psi. Okay. M2K is exporting first time. The price computation per fire extinguisher is given below. Let's see what is their price. So what is happening here? Give me 1 minute. Okay, so what is happening here? Spare capacity. We are assuming that the company have spare capacity. Okay, now let's see what are the costs the company is incurring here. So material cost, cycle part cost, necking part, bottom part, fire extinguisher powder, heat process, nozzle, meter, pipe, nitrogen. These are the material which we are using. Okay. Then direct labor we are using. This is all variable cost. You can see these are all variable cost. Material is a variable cost. Labor is a variable cost. Leakage testing, variable overhead. These are all variable cost. Export clearing charges, variable cost. And the fixed overhead. Question comes here whether we will consider it or not. Okay. And the markup is given, price is given, everything is given. Now the question comes, after quotation of 32.51 US dollar, the buyer is negotiating the price and ready to pay only how much? 28.50 US dollar. So what is happening? Buyer is only willing to pay how much? This money. Buyer is only willing to pay this. Now you have to check how much money you are incurring for the production. If I am assuming that the company have spare capacity, if I assume that the company have spare capacity, what will happen? Then in such cases, I will just consider the variable cost for the, what is the minimum expectation of this company? See, the minimum expectation of the company is what? Only the variable cost, just to recover the variable cost. Why? At least recover the variable cost. Why? Because we are assuming that they have the spare capacity. We're assuming that the company have the spare capacity. So for that reason, just to recover the variable cost is enough for the company. All right. Just to recover the variable cost is enough for the company. Okay. Now let's see what is the material cost they are incurring. Direct material cost. What is the direct material cost they are incurring? So direct material cost, you can see if I add all these value, this will give you direct material cost. This will give you direct material cost. Okay, what is the labor cost? Direct labor cost. So you can see rupees 80 is direct labor cost. Then what is the leakage testing? So the leakage testing here is what? 50. Then you can see what is the variable overhead. It is rupees 214. Export clearing. rupees 36. And that's it. I have just considered, if you observe this, I have just considered what? Variable costs. You can see these are all variable costs. Direct material cost, then I've considered direct material cost, then I have considered direct labor cost. These are all variable cost here. If you will see, these are all variable cost. I've just considered the variable cost. All right. Okay, let's add them. These are all variable cost of the company. Okay. So when the company have a special order and the company have spare capacity, we will just consider the variable cost. For example, if the company have full capacity and then the company is receiving any order, you will consider variable cost plus opportunity cost. Keep it in mind. Then in that case, if the company have full capacity, you will consider the fixed cost also and you will consider the profit also. We will take the second case also. Okay. So here, what is it coming? Let me do the calculation for you. 1500 plus 80 plus 50 plus 214 plus 36. So this is coming as rupees 884. Right. Variable cost is coming as 1884. Okay. But point is that if you will see, the bidding is in dollar. Bidding is in what? Dollar, US dollar. So the point is that convert this rupees into dollar. Convert this variable cost into dollar. Convert it into dollar and it is given for the quotation of dollar, you will consider this exchange rate. So what we will do, just divide it, you will get dollar value. 1884 divided by 32.51. You will get dollar value, right? Okay. Just give me 1 minute. I think there is some problem. Okay, give me 1 minute. Acha, it is given. The exchange rate is given in the question. Okay, where is it given, ma'am? You can see the exchange rate is given in the question. What is the exchange rate? US dollar, in 1 US dollar, there are 67 rupees. So we will divide it with 67 to get what the amount in dollar. 67. Divided with 67, you will get the amount in dollar, right? Okay, let's see what is it coming. 1884 divided by 67, amount is coming as 28 point how much? 12 dollar. Okay. You can see this is the minimum expectation. The company at least want to recover this, right? Because the company have spare capacity. Company will at least want to recover this money. You can see how much the quotation they got. They got this quotation. So obviously for the special order, the company, see, what is the question? Advise whether it is worth to accept the order at this price, 28.5. Let's see. So if the company accept the order, what is the revenue the company will get? Revenue the company will get $28.5. And what is the cost for the company? Cost is what? The company just want to recover the variable cost because the company have spare capacity. Right? You can see what is the difference coming here. 28.5 minus 28.12. This is coming as $0.38. Now just check for how many units it is coming. Check the number of units the company is supplying. 20,000 units. है ना? Okay, so yes, the company have net benefit. You can see the net benefit on each unit. What is the total net benefit? This is from per unit, right? This is a benefit the company is deriving from one unit. You know, this is a profit the company is deriving from one unit. And in case if the company have 20,000 unit. So what will be the answer in dollar? 20,000 into 0.38. What is it coming? $7,600. Yes, it is good for the company. You can see there is net benefit from this, right? The company is deriving the benefit from here. Is there any calculation error? Can you help me? Is there any calculation error? I think this will be coming as, this value is wrong, I think. Okay, let me check. Addition is wrong. Profit margin, I told you, na, Janvi, because here we are assuming that the company is working in spare capacity. So when the company have the spare capacity, we only consider the variable cost. Can you check? I think the sum is wrong. The sum is wrong. 6 plus 4 will be 0 here. This amount should come as 1880. Calculation mistake. Is there any doubt, any other doubt? Just keep it in mind. If spare capacity, we will just consider the variable cost. If full capacity, we will consider everything. I'll show you. I'll take the next case where the company is already working in full capacity. And in such case, if the company is receiving the special order, what will we do? How we will calculate it? The next question. I'll take it later on. First, let's do this. When the company is working, the company have the spare capacity and the company have to take the decision whether they should accept it or not. All right. Okay. So what is happening here? 1880 divided by 67. What is it coming? 28.059 or 28.06 we can take. Okay, this is wrong. $28.06. So what is it coming here? 06. 28.5 minus 28.06. So this is 0.44. 0.44. All right. $0.44. Okay. Okay, then multiply it with 20,000. 8,800. This is the answer coming. All right. So you can see in this way, your answer is coming as 8,800. Let me show you the calculation here also. You can see here, your answer is coming as 8,800. Right, you can see answer is coming. The net benefit or the total benefit for the company, if they accept this special order, it will be a gain for the company with this amount, in dollar. And you can convert it into rupees also. $88 into $8,800 into rupees. Multiply it with rupees also, right? 8,800 into rupees is what? Multiply it with 67. Multiply it with 67. You will convert it into rupees. So you can see either this as in dollar the profit, or this amount as a rupees in profit for the company. So you can see in this way we can find the benefit for the company. Yes, it is beneficial for the company. You can see the amount of benefit for the company. Special order. But how I have solved this question? Here I have one assumption. What was my assumption? My assumption was that I am assuming that the company have the spare capacity. We have assumed here that the company have spare capacity, right? I'm assuming here that the company is having spare capacity. You can see here, because how we have considered that the company is having spare capacity, because nowhere it is mentioned that the company is working in full capacity. And obviously the company is actually offering a bid. So that means the company has spare capacity, then only the company is offered a bid. Okay, now the next case. So this is how we have solved the question, right? What was the question? Advise whether it is worth to accept this order. Yes, it is worth to accept the order, because there is a gain. Why is there gain? Because the company is already working in a spare capacity. Company is working in spare capacity. Company just want to recover the variable cost. If the company is getting more than anything above the variable cost, it is profit for the company, because company already khali बैठी है. Company have the spare capacity. So whatever they will get above and beyond the variable cost is all profit for the company already. Okay. Give me 1 minute. Let me see. Is there any other part of the question? No. Okay. Now let me just revise the question for you. Now the next question, I'm just revising the same question for you. For example, in this question, what is happening? For example, in the question, it is mentioned that the company is actually working in full capacity. There is no spare capacity, and the company have received a bid of producing 20,000 units. What will happen? The company, this is the second case, right? I'm assuming the case 2 here. I am assuming here the case 2. So what is my assumption? The case 2, in case 2, I'm assuming that the company is already working and the company is already producing the goods in full capacity. All right, the company is already working and producing the goods in full capacity. Whatever they are producing, they're selling it in the market. All right, the company is working in full capacity. Whatever they are producing, they are all selling it in the market. Now, in such cases, if the company have received the special order, they have to stop their production for the production of other good. Say yes or no. If the company is already producing in full capacity, and in such cases, full capacity, whatever they are producing is all sellable in the market. And in such case, if the company have received an order, what will happen? Question, whether the company will accept the order or not. Okay. Point is that yes, they will accept if it is beneficial for the company. How we will decide how we will decide that it is beneficial for the company or not? So in such cases, company wants to recover their variable cost and whatever the opportunity cost they are losing. Okay. In such cases, the company wants to recover the variable cost as well as the company wants to recover the opportunity cost. All right. Okay, so what is the variable cost the company is having? You can see these were all material cost, labor cost, linkage testing, variable overhead. These are all variable cost, right? This is the variable cost. We have just calculated. But if the company are working in full capacity, they want to recover the variable cost and they want to recover the opportunity cost. Now let's see what is the opportunity cost here. The company wants to recover the profit which they are losing. Profit, because I'm producing the goods for you, my existing profit I'll lose, right? I want to recover that profit from you. So in this case, the company wants to recover this profit. Also, in this case, the company wants to recover the fixed overhead also. Why? Because during the existing process, the company is recovering this cost. The company is recovering these two things, right? Fixed cost and profit. So if you want me to produce these goods I do not have spare capacity. I have to interrupt the existing production process. I have to stop the existing production process. So I have to interrupt the existing process. Then only I can produce the goods. When I will interrupt the existing process, I will lose this profit. I will lose to recover this fixed cost. So what will happen? Not just the variable cost, but I want to recover the fixed cost and profit also. So under such circumstances, what will be the minimum expectation for the company? Not just the variable cost. What will be the minimum expectation of the company? Company wants to recover the variable cost. Company wants to recover the fixed cost, which is rupees 100. The company wants to recover the profit also, which they are losing. The company wants to recover a profit of rupees 198, which they are losing. The company wants to recover everything. This is the cost. This is the opportunity cost. Company wants to recover everything. Why? Because they are already producing the goods. They are already selling everything in the market. They are not spare. There is no spare capacity. Khali nahi baithe na. When they do not have spare capacity, if in such cases they receive the order, they have to interrupt their process. They have to stop the existing production process. When they will stop the existing production process, they are already earning the profit from the existing process. They're already recovering all the costs from the existing process. If they will accept under such circumstances, if they accept the order, obviously the company will lose the money, right? So those profit the company wants to recover here. Right? So this is what I told you here also. Keep it in mind. What we have two scenario here. One is spare capacity, one is non-spare capacity. If the company have the spare capacity, just consider the variable cost. Minimum expectation of the company is variable cost. If the company do not have any spare capacity, consider both variable cost and opportunity cost here. Consider both. All right. So here what we have done, I am considering both, right? I want to recover these two costs here. All right. So what will be this? This is something the company wants to recover from per product. Let's see the amount in dollar. What will be the amount in dollar? 2178 divided by 67. What will be the amount in dollar? $32. Oh, so if the company, give me 1 minute. Okay, 32.51. So if the company is working in full capacity, the company wants to recover everything, variable cost, fixed cost, profit, everything. So company will not accept the order at this price. If the quotation is 28.5, the company will not accept the order at this price. 28.5, company will not accept the order at this price. It is not profitable for the company because company will lose the existing profit for this production. They are not recovering it. They will not accept the order. They will say, see, I will not accept your order. I'm already working in full capacity. I'm already earning a profit. Why should I interrupt my profit to give you product, to produce the goods for you? Why should I interrupt my profit? Okay, if you want to give me, if you will give me more than what I'm earning, then I will be willing to produce the goods for you. If you will give me more profit than whatever I'm already earning, I'll be okay to produce the goods for you. Otherwise, I will not accept your order. That's it. This is what mentioned here. Clear? Is there any doubt? Yes. Is it clear? Yes. Any doubt here? Clear? Okay. So I have explained you all possible cases. which is not mentioned here also, right? I have considered everything. Okay. Let me see in case if you have any doubt. Otherwise, I'll take the last question which we have discussed in last session. Okay, so we have done this question in last session, है ना? But we have not done it completely because of time constraint. So let's do this question. Let's complete this question. So what was the question? That this question was about a company, ठीक है? And we have calculated the fare of the company. We have calculated the suggested fare. है ना? So if you remember in last session, we have done what we have considered, what the salary we paid, the depreciation, insurance, garage charges, repair and maintenance, route permit charges for the buses. We were running 15 buses. है ना? You remember? So for one bus, this was the cost for 1 year. In 1 year, how much salary we will give to the driver and attendant? What will be the depreciation on one bus in 1 year? What will be the insurance charges on one bus 1 year? What will be the garage charges in 1 year, one bus? Repair and maintenance, one bus 1 year. Route permit charges, one bus 1 year. This is something we have done in last session. And we have considered the fuel cost as well as the lubricant cost for one bus 1 year. Okay, this is something we have done last session. Now what do we have? The second part of the question was about if the inflation increases, what will you do? So let me complete the question now. Let's complete the question. So current year scenario. This is the next year, year 1, next year. And this is year 2, next to next year. Next to next. Okay. Okay, so under current circumstances, we will see the scenario, what salary we are paying. Salary to whom? Driver. Okay. What salary we are paying to driver and attendant. Attendant. You can see what salary we are paying to driver and attendant here in this question. 3,30,000 for 1 year. All right. For 1 year, one bus, 3,30,000 rupees. This is the salary which we are paying here. All right. Next. Next is what? What is the depreciation on the bus? So what was the depreciation on bus? 7,70,000. Rupees 7,70,000. This was what? The depreciation on bus. Next expense. Insurance, 55,000. Insurance is what? 55,000. So insurance is what? Rupees 55,000. Right? Okay, next. Garage charges is 33,000. What is garage charges? 33,000. Then repair and maintenance is what? You can see 55,000. What is it? Next is what? Your route permit charges. So route permit charges is given here as 16,500. So rupees 16,500 is the route permit charges. All right, that's it. These are the total cost of the company. And yes, the fuel cost and the lubricant cost. So fuel cost and lubricant cost. Lubricant cost is what? So fuel cost is coming as what? 5 lakh, 554. This is the amount, right? 5,54,070. Right. This is what? Okay. Next, lubricant cost is what? Lubricant cost is 138,519. Rupees 138,519. All right. So this is what lubricant cost. These are the costs the company is incurring here. All right. Now what do you have to check? You have to check how it is increasing, right? So it is given in the question, due to inflation, these costs is increased by 8%. Now, due to inflation, next year the cost will increase by 8%. What are the two costs that will not increase is what? One is depreciation. Depreciation will not increase. One cost is depreciation and the second one is the route permit charges. These two costs will not increase, else other costs will increase by 8%. So rupees 3,30,000 plus 8%. What will be the amount? 3,30,000 plus 8%. So this is coming as 356,400. All right, this amount is coming as 356,400. All right, but next year again it is increased by 8% due to inflation. So plus 8%. 384,912. All right. Okay. So this has increased. Next, depreciation will remain same. Here also depreciation will remain same. All right. Okay. Next year, insurance charges will increase by 8%. This is 59400. So here it will be coming as rupees 59400. Next, garage charges is increased by 8%. So this is 33,000. Garage charges is increased by 8% plus 8%. What is it? 35640. 35640. And in next year also this will be rupees 35640. All right. Okay. Next year repair and maintenance is increased by 8%. So this will be 5900. And in next year it will be, I think I have not increased the value here. So 55,000 plus 8%. Give me 1 minute. 55,000 plus 8% is 59,400 plus 8%. This is coming as 64,152. So this amount will be 64,152. All right. Okay. And in next year also the amount will be rupees 64,152. Okay. I hope it is clear. Route permit charges will remain same. 16,400 rupees. 16,400. Next, fuel cost will increase by 8%. Let's see. So the next is what? 554,070. This will also increase by 8%. So we will increase this value by 8%. This is coming as 598,396 rupees. 598, 598,396. 396. All right. Now this will increase again by 8% in next year. Inflation, no? Inflation. Because of inflation, these amount will increase 8% next year. So 646,267. 646,267. 646,267. Okay. Next is what? So this amount will increase by 8%. So this is coming as 149,600. What will be the amount for the next year? Plus 8% again. 161,569. 161,569. All right. So these are what? The cost of the company for next year and for the next year, right? So this will be the cost for the company. We do not have any other cost, right? Just add them to get the total cost for the company. Let's see what is the total cost for the company. Okay, let me take the total cost from the following figure. So if you will see, Acha, chalo, let's add it so that we can check that we have done it correctly. Okay, let's add it quickly. So for the year 1, I'm calculating the value 356,400 plus 77 plus 594,000 plus 35640 plus 594,000 plus 164 1,000,598,396 plus 1,496,00. So this is coming as 2,045,236. 2,045 rupees. All right. So let me check, that we have the correct answer or not. Yes, you can see 2,045,34 334. So there is minor difference. For what reason? Fuel cost. Maybe I have not rounded the figure or something. 6. Okay, because I have taken the rounded figure, for that reason a minor difference is coming. That will be okay, right? Last two figure because I have taken the rounded figure. That's okay. Okay, now let's see. In exam, you must take the figure up to 2 decimal places, right? You have to take the figure up to here so that you will get more accurate answer, right? So you should take more up to 2 decimal places so that you can get more accurate answer. Okay, so for the next one, 3384912 plus 4152 plus 646267 plus 1569. So this is coming as 504330. 04330. Double zero. All right. So these are the costs the company is incurring, right? These are the total costs the company is incurring. Acha, let's see the part of the second question. Second part. The transport sector of Bipur is highly regulated. The government has fixed the fare as 0.135. Okay, the revenue is fixed. Let's see what is the total revenue. Total revenue. So the revenue for the company is what? It is fixed rupees 1. This is the revenue the company has fixed for the both year. For next 2 years, the company have fixed this revenue. Comment 2 years profitability. You have to find the profit here. All right. Okay. Now we will see. This is the revenue for the passenger kilometer. What is the passenger kilometer given in the question? You can see the passenger kilometer is given in the question. How much it is? This is given, right? But this is for 15 bus. Find it for 1 bus. And 1 passenger. Okay, so I'll take this figure. 1 passenger, 1 bus is 41975. Point is that you will see here that this is the cost which you are incurring for 1 year, for 1 bus, right? This is the cost which you are incurring for 1 year, 1 bus. So accordingly, we will consider the kilometer for 1 year, 1 bus, right? But this is the cost for entire passenger, right? So accordingly, you will see what is the revenue coming here. You will see the revenue coming here. All right. And subtract it with the total cost, you will get the total profit which you will earn here. Solve it, you will get the answer. Simple. All right. Okay. I will multiply this value with the number of passenger also, because this entire figure is for 1 year, one bus. All right, I'll just see what is it coming. Acha. Okay. Okay, so you will get the revenue here, total revenue. Similarly, revenue will be same in both the cases, 1.35 into, in both the cases, there is no increase in revenue. The cost is increasing due to inflation, but the revenue is not increasing. It is same in both the cases. All right, revenue will remain same. Point is that you will see what is the total revenue, you will see the total cost. This will give you the total profit of the company. So you can see here the total revenue of the company is coming as this, and which is same in both the cases. I'll take it the figure, right? Subtract it with the cost, you will get the profit. And obviously, because the cost is increasing, revenue is same, the profit will decrease, right? Profit to total revenue. In this way, you can tell that, okay, if the cost will increase, right, but the revenue is not increasing, the profitability of the company next 2 year will decrease. This is how you have to answer it, right? After finding the profit of the next 2 year, you will answer them that the cost is increasing, but the revenue is not increasing. Because of that, the profitability of the company will reduce. All right, let me do it completely. 1.35 into 419 419 41975 into 40. So you will get what? 22,66650. 22,66650 is the revenue for the company. All right, this is the revenue of the company. And you can find it here also. Right? So in this way, you can find the revenue. Now, if you want, you can find the profit also. Minus 2045,236. So 21221 rupees, 221414. All right. And here you can check the value. So the profit should decrease, right? Give me 1 minute. Okay, what was the value? I just lost it. So profit here in this case is coming as, let me write the value first, then we will discuss. 2776650. All right, okay, let me do one thing. Give me 1 minute. So here there is some problem. Okay, cost calculation is not correct here. Let me add it. So you just have to add all these value. If I'll use Excel sheet, it will be easy to calculate it. But that's okay now. Just give me 1 minute. I'm just adding all these values. So yes, this is coming as 21. Is it 43092? Right? Subtract this value from the revenue. Revenue is what? Subtract it. 22,66650. You will get the profit, which is actually reducing, right? You can see the profit is reducing. Double 58. Right. So you can see when we are moving from the year 1 to year 2, next year and next to next year, when we are moving, what is happening? The profit is decreasing. And the logic is very clear. Since the revenue is same, but the cost is increasing because of inflation, what is happening? Obviously, the profit will reduce. Right. So this was your question, which we have done in last session. Right. You can answer, right? And you can see such simple question. I mean, though I agree the question is lengthy, right? Question is lengthy, but if you will solve them, you will find them that actually they are very simple to solve, right? They are very easy. They are very simple when you will solve them. All right. Okay. Now, if you have any doubt, I'll take your doubt. Otherwise, we will wind up the session. If you have doubt in next session, because I have one more session, right? So in next session, we will take more question from this topic. I'll take more question from your decision making. And after that, we will have the next session after. And yes, let me tell you, so we do not have session for next 3 days, 23, 24, 25. We do not have the session. So we will have a session on 26th of August, right? So for 3 days, there is no session. All right. So on 26th of September, we will have the session, and we will have a session on Sunday also. So coming Sunday, we will have a session. All right. There is no doubt now. Permit charges will, Janvi, permit charges will remain same because it is government charges, right? So government charges never changes with inflation. Government charges will only change when government will issue a new charge, right? New fees or new something. So it will not change. And depreciation, obviously it will remain same. I mean, inflation have no effect on depreciation. All right. Yes, Janvi. So garage charges have changed. Rent will change, no? So for that reason, since the rent will change, the garage charges, repair and maintenance charges, everything will change. Garage charges will change. Maintenance charges, because see, if inflation will change, inflation will increase, the rent will increase, the cost will increase, but only two things will not change. First, depreciation, obvious reason, depreciation will not change. And the second is what? Route permit charges, because it is regulated by government. Route permit charges will only change when a new regulation of government will come. Inflation have no role on route permit charges. So for that reason, we are not changing these two figures. All right. Achha, this is actually 400 here. 400. So it has no impact. All right. This is all same, you can see. And this is all same. All right. Okay. So we will take more question, but for 3 days, we will have no session. Means tomorrow, 23, 24, 23, 24, and 25, we have no session. On 26th morning, we will meet again and we will have a session. Okay, then take care, all of you. Bye.